I'm working on my hay. It's where you can see me work on my hay, and then at the same time, oh, let me see here. There we go. Work on my hay, and then at the same time, I can read the comments. Because otherwise, what I was running into is I couldn't read the comments, and that kind of sucked. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful day and has had a wonderful week. We have been blazing hot, like up to 110 in the heat index, which is crazy, absolutely unnormal for this time of year. But, it is what it is. Tomorrow, I finally am kid free. 3 weeks, guys, 3 weeks. I'm finally kid free, but the 4-year-old is having his fifth birthday party tomorrow. So me and my dad are going to go out to it and do the birthday party thing, which will be cool and fun. I have finally got, I'm trying to find a good spot for this. Finally got good news. I filed for disability back in November, and yesterday, it took me forever to, I don't know why I'm not, no matter where I moved there, maybe that'll help. But 3 big packets, they were like 10 pages each. And some of it was actually in the application. So I don't know why I had to do it again, other than to make people sitting there. They probably don't want to go through the whole application. So they're just picking out the part they want to look at and send it to you. But it was like 5 pages on your pain. And it was like, oh, well, I love this one. This was the best question. It says, do you take care of anyone who lives with you? No. Do you have pets that live with you? Yes. Well, what do you do for your pets? I put food down and open the door and let them out. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And why I'm breaking up, I don't know. I do not know because I have full internet. But they were like, it was crazy. It was, what do you do for them? I said, I put a food bowl down and I let them out the door. So, hopefully it'll straighten up. For me, I've got a perfectly, actually, I know how to fix that where I can see what y'all getting. Is what I've decided to do is I'm going to log into this one. Oh, unfortunately, I have to do it by numbers. I had to remember my login. Good, good, good. Okay. And then I'm going to go here. Ah, maps. But I can't find the YouTube without it. We're just going to open that. And I will go to my channel and videos and live. And I will watch my own live chat, and that way I can see what y'all are getting. Okay. That way I can see what y'all are getting. But yeah, it was like, really? I mean, what else do you do for dogs? It was like, that was kind of a stupid question. And then another one, what do you do for your day? And it was like, I get up, I go to the couch. When I start hurting, I go lay down. When I wake up, I go back to the couch. It was like the pages and pages and pages of it. And then what medications you take. And I love the one, how well do you deal with technology? And not well. I do this, as you notice, I don't have a whole lot of music playing in the background or anything like that because I don't know how to put it there. I don't know how to put the little thing up in the eye or whatever it is. I don't know. One of these days when it doesn't give me a raging headache or make me so frustrated I want to throw the phone across the yard, I'll try to figure it out. I just now figured out how to do this to where I can actually read like in a little while when I flip it to where you can watch me work on, I'll have the diamond painting in one place and then still be talking and can read it. Nice, Tijuana. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna because I'm doing the Mycogelina along. And so I pulled Sandy out today, and they were going on about how big of a canvas is. Well, after doing these big mamba jambas I got, that one don't look so big. I was like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. But I pulled it out and took the picture I had to put on Google Docs and did that. And then I got to do a unboxing of it because I've never unboxed it. I mean, I had to break the plastic, and then I'll do an unboxing on it and then see what bling I have floating around because I've got so much bling. I actually find, guys, I find the bags of ABs just laying here and there and forgot I got them. Like I got these. I'm going to make cover minders for these. Guys, I don't know if you can tell what they are. Care Bears. I'm going to make cover minders out of Care Bears. There we go. And strawberries. And then like this one's got the little rainbow on it, on its belly. Let me sell stuff. I don't know what he's got, but it's cute. But I saw these and I got a bunch of little magnets. So I'm going to make cover minders out of it. But so I got stuff like that laying around. I got to go around and find all my stuff. I don't even know where all my stuff is. I kind of put it in places and then I forget where I put it. And then as I'm picking up, I find it, or my granddaughter's found it, and it's kind of gone into her pile. So it's just a matter of finding this stuff. But yeah, I'm doing Sandy for the Mycogelina along, and then that's in July, or in August. And in July, I'm working on the Wild Waves. I got that in. And I don't know if y'all saw that in, and it wouldn't do the thumbnail. I don't know why. I had a beautiful thumbnail for it. And I got to see if my phone will unload my thumbnails to where I can load them in on the computer. But my computer's been having a hard time talking to my phone, which is stupid. But if I can get it to talk to my phone, then I can just park it on there. But I actually had a wonderful, where it showed, it showed the picture. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Jim Warren is a wonderful artist. And then I have the unboxing of the Millennium Tree. And I don't know who said that one was huge, but it is huge. It's the 100 by 75. Yeah, I have a lot of AliExpress. I did one the other day, and I'll post a picture up it on my Instagram and in my Love and Sparkles room. But I mean, it's a 40 by 50. You would have thought it would have come out good, but it didn't. It's so pixelated that it just looks like a big blob of blotches of colors. I mean, I went ahead and finished it just so I could show y'all. But it was kind of, yeah. Because I would have thought at 40 by 50 that it would have been big enough to see the detail. And there was no detail. Like the butterfly just like a blob of yellow. The dragon, my daughter was looking at it and she's going, is it some kind of dragon? She didn't know what to say because you really can't tell what it is. It's a sleeping dragon on a pile of gold with a butterfly. But it's so bad. And it was from AliExpress, but it is so bad. Even at 40 by 50, you cannot tell what it is. And you would have thought at 40 by 50 you could. It was like, yeah, no. And the Millennium Tree is going up where Titania and Uberon are. I told my daughter, I said, that'll be your thank you, mommy present. I'm going to give it to her for her office at work. I told her, I said, just replace replace the frame. I said, this Walmart's like $20. Yeah, Millennium Tree is gorgeous, guys. And you can't see it in the canvas, but you know it. If you've worked on diamond paintings, trust the process, you know it's there. You can kind of see them, but it's all the people. There's you can kind of see the hair, but there's people all throughout that tree. I mean, it's going to be gorgeous. And it's got 4 ABs, and then I've got, like I said, ABs coming out the thing. And I've won some giveaways on Nick's channel, and like when I won the first week present or giveaway for the event, I got a big thing of 5,200 ABs, and then like with my last set of thank you trays for Patreon, she sent me a big bag of watermelon rhinestones. So I'm gonna mix some rhinestone in there, all kinds of stuff. It will be to die for. And on this big mamba jamba, I've got the gray wolf completely done. He is done. I've got the little brown wolf that's in her hand. Her hands came out so nice. The detail in her hand where she's got her hand like this and she's holding the little brown wolf in it came out beautiful. I mean, it's just amazing the detail in this thing. I've got a little bit more on the wolf, the bottom wolf, and then I'll be getting into, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what's down at the bottom. I know there's like another planet somewhere down here. And then I start getting into all the moss and the cliffs and the waterfalls and the king and queen of the fairies and just all kinds of stuff down at the bottom. But I'm finally done with the whole top, working on the bottom. Finally got, I've had this thing in the wolf along for 2 years, and I finally got the wolves done. It's like, it's been an autism event. It's been in the wolf along twice. I mean, yeah, it's just crazy big. And then one of these days I will be going live on Rose and Jenny's channel to talk about doing a hay, how you set it up. Hold on just a second. Let me flip you around. I gotta flip the camera. Flip. Let's see. I remembered how to do this. Settings, camera. Yeah. There is the little brown wolf. He gorgeous. He is just to die for. I'm working on that little section right there. There's the big wolf. And then this, let me see if I can flip it. No, that ain't gonna. Let me see. Let me put you on front and I'll just flip you around. I think I was on. I'm sorry, guy. I'm playing with cameras. Okay. There is. That's my gun. Reels. Okay, there we go. There is that. And I'll go ahead and just flip this. I will go ahead and I'll flip this around and put y'all in a little box here. And let's see, put the banner up. Okay, guys, let me get this done. Okay. Okay, I know what I need to do now. Never mind. Okay, let me do this. Now go over here, go to settings, go to camera, go to this one, and then I'm going to put you all up on this. Trying to get you up on the ring, but it don't want to. There we go. Can y'all hear me? Ah, there you guys go. And right there. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay. All right, you guys should be able to hear me. Let me turn up this one so I can. Can y'all hear me? Okay, y'all can hear me. I can hear me. Can you guys hear me? All right. And that is, but it is coming out so beautiful. And if I could get it closer, I would. And this is my pattern. That's what I'm using to work. Oh, found my a cover minder. And just like that. I don't know why it's like that. And I'm gonna turn the light off because sometimes you can see a better picture with the light off. There we go. There's my pattern. There, that way maybe you can see. Turned off the light pad so you can see it a little bit better. I'm gonna get my. Okay, so the light pad's off. You should be able to see it a little bit better. To see it a little more detail because light pad kind of messes it up for y'all. Of course, I can't see, but y'all can see perfectly. Light pad kind of messes it up for y'all. Of course, I can't see, but y'all can see perfectly. See if it's showing up. It's weird because my one apparatus is just a little bit behind the other one. So it's kind of strange. Showing up. It's weird. My one apparatus is just a little bit other. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. My old workplace was like, when are you going to come get your stethoscope? And of course, it was a very expensive stethoscope. It was my cardiology stethoscope. And so I wanted to keep it for like, when the grandkids are sick or something. And my kids always were like, Mom, can you listen to this or do this or whatever. So I was like, yeah, I really need to come get it. And so I was like, yeah, I'll come get it. And so I don't drive that far. I still do not drive the long distances. And now it's like an hour each way. So it's like that one's like a no. I don't drive that far. And so my dad drove me up there. And of course, I don't know how or why it happened, but somehow or another on my PayPal, I don't know if I clicked the button or something, but I ended up with an antivirus that went through my PayPal account for $120. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not spending $120 on antivirus protection for a phone. I was like, really? Y'all are insane. I'm not spending that much. I know I spend it's I don't the I don't know, but I really like the bigger canvases because you get such gorgeous detail on them. Like Artemisa, she's just beautiful. My dad saw it and he says, we're just gonna have to really make you go get some wood trim and make you a frame for that. He said, because right now it's just up there, just thumbtacks, because the foam stuff that I use, guys, don't waste your money unless it's just for a tiny, tiny, tiny one that has no weight to it. Because literally, my grandson was when I had the first two, and he would come running in the living room going, "No, no, 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 your picture's falling," and it would just be peeling off the wall. I mean, yeah, it looked great, but it would just be peeling off the wall. Now, this one, though, this one's a little too big because I've been working on it for a year and a half. And yes, it's like a bucket list thing. It is, I mean, literally been a year and a half. And it's a bucket list. So I think my limit's going to be the 100 by 75 because that one is doable in 2 to 3 months. I know because my Disney Princesses was that size. And it was like 3 months to do it. So I think that's going to be my limit size from now on. This 120 by 160 stuff, no, it's beautiful, but I don't have very many walls to put stuff this size on. Like she's literally taking one whole wall in my bedroom, literally one whole wall in my bedroom. I mean, it's crazy. And of course, with the fraud thing, I literally had to go to the bank because, of course, I shut my card down like right away. So I literally had to go to the bank, go in there, get a whole new card. Might have to get on that site for my satellite and make sure that they attach it to the new card number for the payment because, it shut it down. It was like in the course of, I needed one of my banks in this area are near where I live. One's 40 minutes one way, one's 40 minutes the other way. So it's a long drive either way I go to get anything at the bank done. So yeah, it's just crazy. And you're talking about the big canvases. This one's on my drafting table, so I don't have a drafting table for the other ones. So the other ones, I actually, when I work on them, I work on them in my lap, literally. They are done in my lap. I'll find that. Okay, there it is. And I sit there and I'll do a video on how I do that because I literally roll it and put it on the table in my lap and sit on my couch and work there. And I actually really love working in that spot. So it's like I kind of I think that's why I like it so much. Because it covers the whole light pad, and I got a huge light pad so that I don't get blinded by the glaring light. And then I can still um, work on those big ones, and then I just work on what's exposed and then roll it. Do a lot of rolling. And I have found that like the little clippy kitchen magnets for your refrigerator work great, guys. You just use those, kind of clip them down, clip them to the roll. I use the roll that they come with. Well, a lot of them come with, some don't, but most of them, you have those foam rollers laying around. I use those. Now for this one, when I put that double layer of the sealant on the top row, it made it where it won't roll. It made it too, um, it'll get crinkles in it. And so I just put the roller on the edge of the thing and just roll it over it. And that way it's not a firm, bend to the table, and it can just sit there and just kind of lay over it. And since no one's on the back side of this table, it's kind of safe. And right now, um, the one grandson, I don't know what they're calling it, but he has sensory issues. So I don't know if they're calling it autism of a certain type or what, but he's going to counseling because he'll have problems in school this year. They're not gonna, they'll tolerate it so long, but then he's to the point that he's going into first grade. They're not going to let him sit there and run all over the classroom and stand on his head in the corner and stuff like that. And he's getting very angry and starting to lash out. So he's going to counseling like once a week to learn how to deal with those issues. And then the other one, he has motor issues where it's something about his neurons in his legs. And we knew there was something going on because he's always tripping over his feet and falling, and he doesn't have that instinct to put your arms out to protect your face. He just lands on his face and always getting stitches and has bruises and knots on his head. And so she took him and to get evaluated, and they said it's due to the fact that his neurons and his muscles in his legs are either going 90 to nothing or full stop. And so there is no warm up. It's either he's just running full bore or he's stopped. And he runs with his toes pointed in, so he starts tripping over his feet just all the time. Just trip, 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 trip. And so they're going to kind of work on him to keep his, feet straight and put his arms out to catch him so they don't slam into the concrete. Because he's had stitches, he's had staples, you name it. And basically, it's just because he doesn't have that, put your hands out to protect yourself. Oh my Lord, double-sided adhesive. This one, I'm really surprised it comes out as good as it is, but I have one of those ceramic little pins, with the little ceramic, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there it is. But it's got the ceramic little nub on the end of it. Let's see if I can get it right there. And it's just got a little ceramic nub, and I keep it covered, and I don't unroll it. It's all rolled up at the bottom, down here on the lip. So what I'm not working on stays rolled. I have never tried to unroll it, because if you unroll it, it kind of makes it start crinkling, and when it crinkles, that's when it gets the air bubbles. And so I just kind of peel off what I'm going to work on, and then I put release papers over it. And then like in here, because it's bubbled up, it may have some rivers right here. And I'll either take the edge of my pin tip, and I use metal tips, and I'll kind of run across it until it pops that air out of it. And then I'll take and put my release paper over it and then just rub it real hard. Just rub it to get all the air out of that air bubble. Or I'll take, because I did it with a X-Acto knife once and cut my canvas, so that's why I use these. And I'll just run this along the top of the air bubble and then rub all the air out of it. But basically, don't, like, I don't know why. I see their point. They want to show you their canvas. But once you pull all that off is when you're having problems, going to have problems with it. So, just let it slowly release, because they come out and they're super tight. They're super, super tight. And I mean, I left this one on my kitchen table for months, just didn't even touch it, just kind of let it relax, come to room temperature. Don't do anything if it's super cold or super hot. Let it come to room temperature, and then just slowly pull off a little piece, that you're going to work in. Put your release papers down or cut off the part you're going to work on. But don't sit there and pull off the whole cover and then try to put it back up, down, up and down. The ones that I have that are where I could hang them, I just kind of hung them there. They never even went flat. I just kind of hung them there, and then gravity kind of pulled them down, because I really do not like double-sided tape. So be very, yeah, I work on my lap. This is the only canvas other than my Disney princesses that I've ever done on the table. They're all done on my lap on an A2 light board. I just pull them over on my lap, and that's where I stay, on the couch with the A2 lap board, or the light pad in my lap. And what I do is I work from the top down, because I'm right-handed and I don't want completed canvas in my lap, because, then you're going to have it rolled with the diamonds on it, and it's going to be in your lap, and it could get the diamonds knocked off. It could get, where it starts getting damaged. So I always have my completed part rolled up, and it'll be at the top. So I work from the top down, and then as I get so far down, then I'll put a foam roller in it, and I'll roll it and clip it to the top of my light board, and then just keep working that way. And as I'm unrolling, working down the canvas, then I'm rolling that up. I'm pulling the bottom part up further up the table. So, I mean, yeah, me and my lap are good friends. And next time I'm over there, I will pull one, because I'm fixing to do the work on the wild waves, and I will actually show you how I have it set up now that I know how to do this, to where I can actually set it up to where you see the canvas, and then I can read yeah. And if I check the stickiness, I just check I'll pull up a little tiny bit and then just stick a little corner, but most of the time I just leave it. Lost one there. I'll have to see what that is. And I'm going to pull this all the way over, because I lost, so I can figure out what, that's easy enough to where I can figure out what color it is I lost. I lost this one, so I can replace it. 452. And I have noticed that in places, because this canvas is so old and it's been knocked around and opened, to the air in places, that it did lose its stickiness, like right along the upper edge up here. And so what I do is I use, where did it go? Did it fall again? Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Just hit that. But I use this stuff. I got it at Hobby Lobby. I love this stuff. And it doesn't take much. I've had this, God, for a year and a half now. And I will literally, I'll open it up. I'll squeeze out a little bit, put it on my fingertip, and then I'll just run it along and wait about 10 minutes till it dries. And then it'll be just as sticky, if not more, as the regular, to where I can work with it. And that's, I mean, basically that's what I do for anywhere that's lost any stickiness, is I take that dot stick and literally, 839. So what is that? Did I use them all? I think I did them all. Okay. But I will take that dot stick, put it on there, let it dry, and it works great. I don't even use a paintbrush. I just use my fingertip. Just put a little bit on my fingertip, rub it on there, let it dry, and it's great. It's called Dot Stick. It's DOTZ stick, and I don't know if they have it on Amazon, but they might. So you just kind of go to Amazon and look it up, and they might actually have it on there. I went to Amazon the other day because they having all the kids here, and every one of them brings their own tablets. So it's crazy, and they kill. I may have to get some of those little things that you can put on. I'll figure out where I'm at. Oh, okay, that's why. I'm one row up. There we go. But you can actually put on the end of your charger that goes into your phone, and it makes it where they can't bend the cord because they break all the cords right there and then they don't work. And I've actually found on Amazon where you can get 5 chargers for like $12. And so I had to buy another round of those because they killed all my chargers. And the other day, the little wild one was jumping on the furniture. He had his head on one couch, he had his legs on the other couch, and was kicking and banging, and just wild. I told him stop it now because it's tearing up Nana's furniture. And he looked at me and he says, "Why are you being so rude?" I was just like, "Good Lord, child." I was like, if I'd ever told my grandma, "Why are you being so rude?" my grandma would have knocked me into the next world. I was like, your mama is going to have fun. If you're like this at 6, she's going to have fun with you with you're a teenager. I mean, actually, the teenager was the easiest of them all to watch this last 3 weeks. And that's just because he just wanted to watch TV or talk to his girlfriend. So I would lose my phone for quite often for 4 hours at a time. But other than that, at least I didn't get, "Why are you so rude?" And I will check if it's on Dotstick. And if it is, I'll probably get the link and put it in the description of this. If they have it on Amazon. And, yeah, I love Amazon. Me and Amazon. My dad gets on me, "You shop too much." I said, "Well, I've been using my Amazon card." I said, and actually, it was like, the apple cider vinegar because I decided I need to lose about 15, 20 pounds at least. 30 would be better, but I'll take about 16. 16, I'd be okay. 30, I'd be ecstatic. Um, and so I decided to try the apples because I've thought, well, I mean, and yes, it does help your indigestion if you have heartburn or anything. Apple cider vinegar is awesome for it. It will take it. It's called Dot Stick. It's DOTZSTICK, and it's awesome. Let me see if I can chat on here. Yes, there you go. That's the name of it, and it's awesome. I mean, if you have anywhere that's not sticky, don't use white glue. Use Dot Stick, and don't try to put it on it when it's wet. Make sure you let it dry. It doesn't take very long, just a few minutes, and then it'll be just as sticky, if not more, than original. And I mean, like with this one, like at the edges where it would peel up and it got exposed to air and dirt and everything else under the sun. Because this poor canvas is forever old. I mean, because this canvas, the size of it only cost me $70, and darn well good and well that it would cost more than that now. I can't imagine what just the canvas would cost now. Now the drills, I'm telling you, if you can ever get something done as a kit, it is, well, I mean, yeah, the kits are expensive nowadays, but I'm telling you, just the drills were $160. Just the drills. And that was back a year and a half ago. So they're probably way more than that now. So, I mean, I don't know how we get such a good deal when we get big kits because literally they charge an arm and a leg for these drills. It's crazy how much. And if for y'all that have cross stitched in the past, this is just like cross stitching, except for there's no back stitching to it and none of the like braided embroidery floss and stuff like that, which is where I use the threadbare because like the numbers, I have numbers that are from 1 to 32. And we don't have DMC numbers that are 1 to 32. And what they were was they were the braided flosses. And so I go to threadbare and um, put in those numbers, and it will give me a bunch of colors that are close. And so that's what I've used in those places. Now I know how they get the colored numbers. I've just slowly been figuring stuff out with maneuvering this stuff. And like today, I had such a horrendous headache because I don't know if any of y'all ever done keto. I've done keto once. I lost 70 pounds on keto, so it is very effective. But when you first take yourself off of all that sugar, you will get withdrawal headaches. I mean, you literally get withdrawal headaches. And I have been cutting out my sugar like pretty much completely. And so I've been having the withdrawal headaches. Okay, I already put one there. So it's just the headache is real. And I forgot all about it. And you will also get what they call the keto flu, to where you almost feel like you have the flu. You feel like crap for about 4 or 5 days. And just the key is just drink lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of water. Water is the key. But I'm fixing to take and quit using them because one, you can't find creamer anymore. If you use the flavored liquid creamers, you can't find them in the stores hardly. They are like becoming like a lot of other things where you just can't find them. And you sure can't find the sugar-free ones. So I'm about ready to go back to my tablespoon of MCT oil because that actually increases. And I got this from my doctor. When I was using MCT oil, when I was on keto, because when you cut out your carbs, you burn fat. And you want to burn good fat. And so I was using MCT oil. And literally your good cholesterol numbers went sky high. I mean, like I think 45 is a good number for your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, which your good cholesterol, helps control your bad cholesterol. Cholesterol is what my doctor told me. And my numbers were so high. I mean, it was like they were 90 something. My doctor was like, just how much coconut oil? Because it's coconut oil that does it. And MCT oil is made out of coconut oil. It's fractionated coconut oil. He goes, how much coconut oil are you drinking or consuming? And I said, well, quite a bit, actually. Why? And he said, because your numbers are just astronomical. He said, that's good. It's a good thing. He said, it's really a good thing, but they are just up there. And I was like, well, quite a bit. And so, you know, just because it's a high cholesterol number doesn't mean it's bad. Depends on which one it is. Because they were just freaking out and ecstatic. That one is showing that it's done already. But I mean, they were showing that the numbers were sky high, but they were good numbers. And so basically, you just have to think about it that way. That one, that one, that one. There. And this one goes on there. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. So just remember, coconut oil, either using coconut oil to cook with, doing MCT oil in your coffee, anything like that will actually make your HDL go up, which you want, and they help control the bad cholesterol. So you just want to think of that. And so actually I had no problem with doing like a splash of cream and a tablespoon of butter in my coffee. It actually, the butter, you would think it tastes horrible, but I mean, it sounds horrible, but it gives the coffee like a creamy, thicker texture. And I would just use heavy cream and tablespoon of butter, and I didn't need anything in my coffee. And that's what I used. And like you can use protein, slice a couple slices of cheese and some pepperoni, and you got a protein and your fat, and you're good. So I'm gonna kind of go to that and try to see what I can do as far as losing some of this crazy weight that I have acquired. Because of course, when you're down and you're told don't do anything and you're eating carbs, well, they go straight to your butt, which is very discouraging. I wanted to get a bunch of veggies, and when the store I was at, I was able to get some carrots. And actually, you can't put anything on them because they're kind of sugary anyway. But just about everything was sold out. I mean, there was like no lettuce, no tomatoes, no nothing, which is unusual for this time of year. And it's getting strange, guys. My 40-year-old son called me up and he said, "Mom, I'm starting to can. I pickled some eggs, some cucumbers, some onions, and some hot peppers." He goes, "I'm not even sure what I was doing." So I told him about, go get a water bath, because he was like, "They're only going to last 6 months." And I said, "Well, if you'll water bath them, they'll last longer." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't know that." And I said, "Yeah, because, you come in there and let them cook for about 15 minutes in boiling water and then pull them out. And it kind of sterilizes it, takes out any bacteria, and then seals it." I said, "But you should be okay anyway because of all the vinegar you put in there. Nothing should grow." But it's pretty bad whenever your 40-year-old son sitting there sending you pictures of him making canning stuff. I was like, "What started that?" He said, "Well, I made a garden and they're starting to come off. And so I decided I wasn't going to lose them. So I started canning them." I was like, "Okay, that sounds good. I might actually get a can of his peppers." Because like jalapeno peppers right now, they're getting hard to find. Like if you go to like not McDonald's, but Taco Bell and want peppers, you can't get them. They don't have them. It's like, really, what is the deal? And they said they can't get them. So if you want jalapeno peppers, just go buy some peppers and throw some vinegar in them and a couple other things, some salt, and there and let them sit there for a while and cook up, and you'll have jalapeno peppers. Of course, he's going to have super hot peppers because he didn't even take the seeds out. So those are going to end up being some really, 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 really hot peppers. It's like super hot. But How do you guys, don't you just love the detail in this hand? I mean, it's just so pretty. I mean, it was just so pretty. When I started doing those fingers, I was like, oh my God, these fingers are gorgeous. And then, of course, these are squares, and they're from like assorted 9 zillion places. And so I do still use my little handy dandy roller. I'll roll them down, make sure they all go down, and I just keep rolling them so that they don't pop up and disappear. When I did my giveaway, Lenny actually won the roller. And believe me, sending that roller to Australia, I understand what they are talking about for the shipping. I mean, thank God I threw in those free nail sets because otherwise I would have been spending like $30 to send, you know, a small item, or at least I sent her like I think I sent 3 sets of Color Street. And so at least it made it a little more worthwhile, because I have tons of it. So I just kind of give it away. Because it's getting where no one wants to buy it because it's so expensive, especially right now. So I just kind of give it away. So anytime I do a giveaway, you'll probably get a set of nails in with it. You can either use them, give them to a friend, give them to a family member, use them as a pay it forward, and give them to someone else. I finally got my giveaway in from Nyx. Hi, Pony! I got my little giveaway that I won on Nyx's live last week, the little padded journal notebook. I'll probably do a little pop up, uh, little unboxing of it. Anything I get from anybody, I kind of do a little unboxing and bagging on something of it. Just kind of that way people can see it too. And it's really cute. It was a little heart and it had the foam top to it. I didn't even know what it was. It was like I went out there and I was like, I forgot all about it. And I was like, what in the world is that? And of course, since I have to wear Spanx for the rest of my existence, and I buy Shaper Mint. Shaper Mint is like Spanx, but it's a lot cheaper. And they were on sale for like $25, 24.98 for a pair. So I bought 4 pair of underwear at the price of $100, and it would have cost me $200 for 4 pair of stinking underwear. And I hate to say it, but I'm that person that I used to be commando. So I didn't like stinking underwear anyway. It's like I hate them. So it kills me to wear them damn things. But it's either that or be in extreme pain all the time and worry about I'm pretty sure it has failed. The hernia has failed, but it's not to the point that I'm willing to get surgery, and I don't want it to keep getting or get any worse. So it's like I'll wear the Spanx. I sleep in them. I mean, I will wear Spanx 24/7 for the rest of my life. And yes, I don't like them. Can't stand them. And there are times I actually add the abdominal belt on top of them for extra support, just to deal. I mean, just to deal. And it was really hard. When I went up to get my stuff from the floor, there's only like 2 nurses left that are working there when I worked there. Everyone else has left. That's how bad it got. I'll admit it was pretty bad. But I told her, I said, I'm letting my license go next month. I said, and that's been the hardest thing to do. And I didn't understand why. until my therapist told me, he said, you're giving up your identity. Your identity, your whole adult life has been, I am a nurse, and you're having to give it up. So it was a really hard thing to come to terms with, but I cannot keep up certifications physically. And I can't do ACLS, I can't do BCLS, I can't do PALS. And you have to have all of them. And I cannot physically. When I sit there and said something about researching for CPR, my surgeon, like, her eyeballs about bounced off the other wall. And she was like, no way on this green earth are you to do that ever. She goes, no. And so, I can't do that. And you have to have so many hours that you've worked. I don't have that. And then it's $200 for them. Anywhere from 100 to 200, depending on you've got, what alphabet you have behind it. And so I don't have the income to just drop that. It's just, those licensures cost buku bucks. And the more alphabet you have, the more buku bucks you spend. And then you had to have so many education hours. So you had to have work hours, education hours, and certifications. And I was just like, I don't have it. I can't get it. Can't do them. I mean, even to work in the office, in an office anywhere, as a nurse, you still have to have the CPR. You can't be physically a nurse somewhere, you know, school, whatever, and not be able to do CPR, because if someone falls out and dies in front of you, they expect you to bring them back. And so, or at least attempt to bring them back. And so it was a rough decision. And it really was made for me. And I'm adjusting to it. But there's not a whole lot I can do about it. And that's why I'm just telling myself it is what it is. And more adapted to it. But it is getting close to the time where I think it's my birthday next month. And I go bye-bye. And I have girlfriends that are calling, when are you coming back? Are you going back? Can you go back? And it's just like, they're telling them, no, I can't. I mean, I have to sit there and put on a piece of paper that no, my dad has to come over and fill my dog's when I get my dog food in, because I have it mailed to me. He has to bring it up to the house, and he has to put it in the storage container. And he has to fill the water dish, because it's a big 5-gallon water dish. And if I was to pick that up, I think my family would kill me. So, yeah, that's, it's crazy. And then, of course, that paper was like, well, what could you do before this happened? And I was like, everything. I mowed my own lawn. I could do weed eating. I didn't like carrying the dog food up here, but I could do it. But I didn't like it because that stuff's heavy, and it's kind of bad. But they're 45-pound bags. And I think the worst one was when the stupid FedEx guy sat there and stuck it in a big grand trash can upside down. Yes, he did. The anger was real, guys. I mean, the anger was real, because he messed me up for the rest of the time I'm alive. And there's nothing, no reciprocation I got from it, nothing. And like, whenever someone sits there and said, oh, well, he's such a fantastic doctor, I've heard, I went nuts. I was like, no, and don't let him touch you, because when he does something wrong and he knows he did wrong, he's not going to admit it. He did wrong when he sat there and called the doctor I worked for and said, yeah, you'll never see her at work again, because she's never going to be able to be functional at work. So that there tells you the doctor knows he really jacked you up. And if I had been smart instead of such a, I guess it's the, the age I am, as older ladies know, more hardcore. We can do anything. So it was like, I'll be damned if I'm retiring it, because that was 3 years ago. And I've had friends tell me you should have taken the short-term disability when it's right in the long-term disability and applied for it then instead of trying to work. And I really should have, but I wasn't ready to say it. And I mean, and that poor surgeon, when I woke up and she was like, I'm telling you that it's not going to hold forever. It could last a month. It could last a year. I don't know how long it's going to hold, but you will have many, many, many surgeries for the rest of your life due to this. It is not really fixable, is what I was told. And I looked at her and I said, I have finally put my big girl panties on and I'm filing for full disability and I'm not going back to work. And she was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. She goes, I wasn't going to tell you you couldn't go back to work. She goes, but I am so thankful to hear that. And I will put everything that I can in the charting to back it up because she goes, you have no business going back to work. Because I mean, our patients, I mean, if you heard Jenny and Rose or Jenny's live last night, or for us early morning, she was talking about serving sizes over here and stuff. Well, I'm telling you guys, due to our serving sizes over here, people are not small, which means for nurses, the people we take care of are not small. So you're having to get someone, and I mean, they're up to 400 pounds out of the bed, into the bathroom, up walking in the hall, up in the chair, and they don't want to help you for some reason. When people end up in the hospital, they broke. Oh, I'm sorry, it's going in and out again, but they broke. They broke people. They go in the hospital. It could be because I'm turning my head, but they're broke. They are broke people. They don't want to help in any way. They don't want to do anything. They want you to pick them up. They want you to move them, everything. So it's really rough. I might actually work at getting one of the microphones, and that way I can attach it to the boom mic, because this is just a little mic on my phone because I do everything from my phone. But it'll be a while because right now I'm working on long-term disability, which is basically, I mean, I went from a job where I made around $40 an hour down to a job where I made $25 an hour just to get to where I had a life. And that was a big adjustment. And then now I'm only getting 40% of that. And so that's been an even bigger adjustment. But I hate to say it, but if I had tried to go down to what I get for income now, back whenever I was used to that $40 an hour, it would be horrible. And like I said, it might be my phone because I just got that over there and I'm kind of like, I'll look down and so my head's kind of not directly at the mic. So I'm sorry, guys. And plus I was getting a little emotional there, so I was trying not to cry. But I'm getting better. I sit there and saw my doctor that manages the meds, and what he had done is I was on a very, very, very high dose from my PCP. And, that's just your regular family doctor. And so now I'm actually seeing someone who specializes in adjusting medications. And so what he did is he took me off that one, which may have been part of the weight gain, but he put me on the lowest dose of a different one. And that low dose, oh, it was not pretty, guys. I was watching Vampire Diaries, the originals, and then Legacies. And I would bawl every single episode. I was bawling. I was like, this is ridiculous. So when I saw him, I was like, I cry at the drop of a hat. I hear a song, I cry. I watch a TV show, I cry. I was like, this is getting crazy. So we upped my meds. Only been maybe a week, a little over a week. So it's getting better. I'm not drunk, bawling at the drop of a crazy hat because I'm telling you that was for the birds. I mean, I was literally now. Yeah, there was one scene in the originals that yeah, it was pretty bad. You know, the one where the ending one, but it was like every episode. It has been a real experience because being in the healthcare for my whole life, I did not realize how bad they are to patients until I became a patient. And they're pretty crappy. I mean, it was just like when I was in the hospital and he would come in and he wouldn't even talk to me. He wouldn't look at me. He would just rip my colors back, look at the incision, talking to whoever he brought with him, and never talked to me. It was just really kind of rude, really rude. And so my girlfriend, who had become the supervisor then, she went and told him. She said she worked here for years and years and years and years and years, and she worked in ICU. So she knows what's supposed to be done, what's not supposed to be done, and she knows she was done very, very wrong, and you need to go make nice. And that is the only time that man talked to me. He came back and at least talked to me. I mean, I literally could not walk, could not use my arm, knew something was wrong, and they wouldn't address it. They wouldn't talk about it, nothing. And they were just, blowing it off. So finally, they got a neurologist that came in and kind of figured out what it was and told me it would come back in 6 weeks, or I might have lost it permanently. We didn't know. We wouldn't know until the 6 weeks was over. So, I mean, and it was all due to this doctor sitting on me overnight and not doing anything and leaving a big giant clot sitting on the nerve bundles. So, yeah, healthcare can be pretty crappy. And at least now with me being under VA, and I know what's what and what's what, I can literally kind of tell them, like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? I'm sorry, guys, I'm looking for a color. Yeah. But I just told them, I said, if you're booked out that far in advance, I just need to make multiple bookings. And they were nice, and they were like, oh, okay, if you want to do that, we can. And that's what we did. We made multiple bookings. So I'm like booked out until like January. But then you get some people that, you ask for stuff like that and they just light your butt up and they don't want to do anything. Least they can do for you. Boy, that's for sure. I have definitely earned the right. And it's hard whenever you've had a career and you're forced to give that career up, and it's not because of something you did, it's because of something someone did to you. It's hard, and he's still going on his merry way, making his, tons of money. And you are living on squat because of him. I mean, because where I was working whenever that happened, I mean, my girlfriend's always like, please come back. Oh, please. And I'm like, no, I physically cannot do it. I know it. I am smart enough to know I can't do it. And I'm also smart enough now that I know that they're not gonna, they'll say, oh, you can do this and oh, we'll do that. And they lie. I'm telling you, lie, lie, lie. Don't ever let an employer tell you, oh, we're going to do this and we'll do this for you, because they are lying through their teeth to get you through the door. They will tell you anything that they think will get you through the door. And the minute you're there, I saw the best video for it, guys. If anyone's in healthcare, it was the coolest video. And it showed a new nurse, brand new, just got there, goes through orientation. So, oh, you're going to get 2 months orientation. You'll never be alone. You're going to have all the support. And she's there for 2 weeks and they start piling all this stuff in her arms and was like, oh, you've done so good this week. You're out of orientation now. So there went her orientation, which is about how it works. After your first week, it's like, oh, well, sorry, we need you on staff and you're it. But it was like, oh, and we need you for this committee and we need this and we need this and we need this and we need this. And, you just keep getting bogged down and bogged down and bogged down and bogged down. And that's really how it is. And I was like, that is the most truthful video. And if you showed that to people, they would not do that as a career choice. And my daughter, she does nursing interviews and she'll flat tell them, this is what you're walking into. My mom is a nurse, or back when I worked, and she would, hear about some of my days. And she goes, this is what you're walking into. Be prepared. Because it is crazy. And I'm kind of worried for us older people, because there's going to come a day when there's not going to be nurses to take care of us. It's going to be, you better hope that your family knows something about something, because it's going to be up to them to care for you. And I finally, when mine was caring for me after my surgeries, I was just like, this is the biggest things you need to watch for. This is the biggest things to do. And that was it. I mean, I made it where a monkey could watch. Except my son has figured out that me and pain medicines do not do well. He called them my loopy pills. And he'd be like, oh, mom, no, you can't have that. That's your loopy pills. Can't have those. Can't have those. I mean, he got to where he wouldn't let me have much of anything, because he was like, nope, that makes you loopy. Loopy is a goofy bug. Like the one time I sit there and I remember doing it, and I remember my reasoning for doing it. But he was like, what were you thinking? But my reasoning was, I was in the bed. I knew I couldn't get up. I was drinking a cup of coffee. And my reasoning was, if I just stuck it, in the bed on the mattress next to me, it would fall over and get all over the place. So, in my grand reasoning, I came up with that I would figure out what I got going on here. Okay, I need this one. That I would sit there and put it in a box. Where I got this box from, I have no clue. But I literally put the cup of coffee in a box on the bed. And then I rolled over. And when I rolled over, the box tilted. And of course, the coffee came out and was like all over the bed. So he come in there, and I am laying there in a pile of coffee, because, it just rolled out and was all over the bed. He was like, what were you thinking? He says, where in your mind did you think that having a cup of coffee in the bed was a good thing? And I was like, well, I don't know. I just thought that that was a good idea. Of course, it really wasn't, but in my mind it was. I need to pull this. Put something there. But in my mind, it worked out perfectly. I mean, I was just making it to where it wouldn't fall over. Where it did fall over, but he was just like beyond himself. And then, of course, my bed's really high up off the floor. And so I couldn't get up in the bed by myself. And I was trying to get up in the bed. And I finally just said, push on my butt. And my son was like, Mom, I am not touching your butt. I mean, my butt was covered. But he was like, Mom, I am not touching your butt. And I still remember that. It was kind of funny. But he was like, I'm not touching your butt. It was like, poor child. And just think, guys, I am finally, because when I started on this canvas, I had 240 colors. I am down to 238 colors. That is so nice. It feels it's progress. It is progress. And then when I'm going to use these big, huge things, I got all these colors in. I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting better, so I'm not bawling. That's kind of why I went incognito for a little bit, because I was crying all the time. I'd listen to songs. I'd cry. You know, it was like, Lord Jesus. I mean, I'll admit, when I went and saw Maverick, I cried a little because it reminded me of some of the people I worked with that are now passed away. And that was kind of, a little rough, but at least there was a reason for it. I mean, because a lot of the aviators that we knew are gone, and believe it or not, most of them died from cancer. Makes you wonder, all the jet fuel, stuff kind of going on or whatever. But a lot of the aviators that my ex worked with, that we were with a lot, have passed on, and a lot of them was cancer. So, that made me a little tearful. And then, like, thinking the people I used to know that have passed away, and getting to that age to where people I knew, people I hung out with, are leaving. And it actually, when you get to this age, because yeah, I'm 62, so I mean, next month I'll be 62 and could actually early retire if I wanted to. But I am trying to get the disability so that I can get my full retirement or full Social Security. But it makes you start thinking about like your mortality, because you're like, damn, everybody that I ran with or knew, they're all getting sick and dying of heart attacks and cancer and this and that, and, or super sick, or it's just like, that makes you kind of like, wow. I mean, and other than my silver hair, I don't, at least I don't sport my age too bad. Right now, kind of rough, and I just don't feel like dealing with dyeing it. I got the dye in there, I really do, but I'm just, it takes like 45 minutes to get it all on there, and it's got to sit there for 45 minutes, and you got your arms up that long, and you just wears you out, tiring. So it's like, yeah, I haven't really worried about doing it. I will maybe next week and get it done. I think I still have a little bit of the fake hair color hairspray kind of stuff, and I might actually put a little bit of that on my hair to go to the birthday party, to cover it up. But yeah, I haven't gotten brave enough. I let my hair grow out to its natural color one time, and it ages you so much. And I was like, yeah, no, not ready for that yet. Because mine is just pure silver. I mean, I've earned all that silver. Don't get me wrong. I earned it. Earned it. Between my daughter, when she was a child, oh my Lord. No, 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 no. I earned it. Because she was tomboy extraordinaire. And so I definitely, yeah, every little bit of that one I earned. And I sit there and tease her because I'm like, yeah, we're not even yet. No, not yet. Because, her little boys are getting there. She's catching up quick where we can say we're even. So we're getting there. I think she had to carry one football style out of somewhere once. So we're getting there. But when you actually go to um, EMT school, and it's not to become an EMT, but it's to take care of your kid because she's always doing something. It's pretty rough. Bye, Sandra. Have a great evening. Enjoy your day. Hopefully, it's not as hot there as it is here. I understand about the data. Believe me, I do. I can't believe it. The 12th of July, they come out and start mapping for my real internet, which will be freaking awesome, guys, because I'm running off satellite data, which is slower. It's still got the buffering issues. It's got all the all the issues. Let me tell you, all the shoes. So they're coming out and they're gonna like map it, and I have to be here so I can show them where the lines are so that they don't run over anything. But they're gonna map it and then come out and like a week after that and lay it, and then after that they will come out. I think like sometime the following week. So by the end of July, I should have real fiber optic, honest to God, internet, high speed, where it doesn't take me 8 hours to upload a video, because I swear it can take up to 8 hours to upload one of these things. It's crazy. And then of course my pictures, they go fuzzy, they do crazy things, and it's just due to it's what I got, and I just deal with what I got. Well, I got what I got. And I mean, like talking about my going from making big bucks down to squat bucks. Well, I've had to learn with having, if I wanted it, I just went and got it, to learning how to deal with what you got. And it's a real thing. You gotta learn how to deal with what you got. Live with what you can live within. Like all my canvases, yes, I still get canvases, but I get them all with Sezzle. Sezzle can be a great thing. I mean, don't get a whole bunch of them. Don't go sit and get four of them, because then you're still going to pay 100 a week, or every 2 weeks. But if you get one, even if you get a huge one, you might pay 18, and so you're paying $36, for a month instead of big bucks. And if I knew, they're having a mystery painting, and my big fear with paying like Dax mystery paintings is I don't. It says dragon. Well, I don't know who the artist is, and so unless it's Ann Stokes, I'm not going to pay that much for a dragon painting. One of hers, I probably would. In that vote they had today, I voted for maybe about 10 paintings, and a couple of hers were in there that I did vote for. That one that has like the collage of all the different dragons and the mystical people, with the dragons. So, yeah, but I'm not going to just spend because they're usually 69, 79. I saw one of theirs the other day that they were selling for 99 or 109. It was like, I have never seen one. So theirs are even getting higher and higher and higher. And so if I don't know what the print's going to look like, I don't want to spend that kind of money. I don't have that kind of money. I mean, a lot of my giveaways that y'all are going to be getting are some of the things that I have bought that I just never used. I got like drill tray holders and some drill trays and things like that. And it's just things that I bought because I thought they were cool or I was enabled. And I bought them and then I just never used them. So it's like if I'm not going to use it, I might as well give it away to someone who might use it. Let someone can get some use out of it instead of it just sitting in a room. That's just like my daughter. I bought all her stuff. I bought all my granddaughter's stuff. My dad finally, finally told me the other day, he said, I guess it really is a good thing that you bought all those when you had the money because now you really don't and you have something to do. And I was like, yes. Because I mean, I bought a lot of my stuff back whenever I had money and could buy 1, 2, 3 diamond paintings a month and it just didn't hurt. It was like, yeah, no biggie. Whereas I couldn't do that now. So at least I got a stash and work within it. Of course, some of them, like I'll show you, I'll do a little video on that one. And I'm telling you, 40 by 50, but it looked like crud. So it shows the importance of, shows you the importance of pixelization. Even though you're getting a decent sized painting, if it's not charted decently, it may not be worth doing. And I did it just so I could finish it, so I could show y'all. And then it was just going to go in a portfolio. I mean, it's not so bad. I'll chunk it, but it's not going to go up on a wall. Now, the diamond painting I did that had the heart in the creek or in the stream, I actually put it in a frame and it's up on the wall. So that one's not so bad. And July 2nd, my daughter, my oldest, my adopted one, she is moving to South Carolina. So she's moving to South Carolina on July 2nd, coming through. So I'll be going to visit her at my daughter's, which would be pretty cool. And then I'll bring my granddaughter back with me for about a week or so. My granddaughter's such a trip. She actually says that classical music hugs her. And she actually wanted to learn to play the violin. So she plays the violin. She'll be 11 in a couple months, and she plays the violin. That was her mom told her she would pay for lessons for one instrument, and that was her choice, was the violin. Thought that was pretty cool. And tomorrow will be the second week on those pretty gems, so we'll see what they look like. And then we'll go on to week 3. And then when I get down to the pre-polish and the polish, I'll throw that one rock back in. It looked really cool, but it was just eating it away, so I kind of took it out. Because it was like, yeah, I don't want to eat the whole rock up. Because it was kind of eating the rock up. And it was really a cool looking rock. It was a very cool. And my brother, I found another container of his rocks. So I found more rocks. And then, oh, I guess Sunday when we're back here, I will go out and power wash the one end of the trailer, which this end's not so bad. And I'm also going to take the dog beds out there and power wash them because these HE washers, are they just don't get very much water in them, so it doesn't really agitate very good. So it doesn't clean very good. So I'm just going to power wash them puppies and then let them drip dry and dry hanging over the rail and then bring them back in. And then I'll go out and do my deck and get rid of all the spider webs and spiders. Because there's spiders everywhere. Oh, grand horde of spiders. My grandson, he sat there and said, I made a friend with a spider, and then it bit me. And we're looking all over. So we really still don't know because we really couldn't find a spider bite. So it's like, are you making that up? Or did you really get bit? My daughter was like, I'll just watch him, see if anything comes up. Because it was just like he's sitting there telling us how he made a friend with a spider. But it bit him. Now, like this weekend for the birthday party, I'm keeping my happy butt in the house because it is hotter than stinking blazes. I think it's going to be up to 110 with the heat index this weekend. So, yeah, no, not even. That's a negatory Ghost Rider. It's too hot, too hot. I do not I'd rather it be cold. I can put on blankets. I can only take off so many clothes. You don't want to see this body with no clothes. It's like, no. I mean, I don't know if anyone else is, getting up there in age, but you notice things are drooping and, yeah, no. And I don't care how much you exercise. After a certain, I mean, you lose especially I don't take hormone replacements, so you lose that estrogen and you just lose all the elasticity and the tone. And yeah, it's like, nope, I keep it under wraps. Wraps it is. So you people who are in your 40s, cherish them, cherish them, cherish them. But I look back on 40 and going, oh, what I would give to be back in my 40s, even early 50s. Because this 60 stuff is for the birds, let me tell you, for the stinking birds. Like when your grandkids look at you and say, Nana, you're old. You got gray in your hair. Of course, my son woke up. His birthday was June 10th. I think it's the same day as Jenny's. And he informed me, he said, I woke up that day and it's like half my hair turned gray overnight. And I'm like, just dying laughing because it can't just overnight turn half gray. So I was thinking, yeah, you've probably been turning gray. You just never really noticed it until you hit 40. And then it's like, oh, all of a sudden, I'm ancient. But he is getting a little, he doesn't let his kids get away with as much as he was. Like the 7-year-old had a rock in the car and then threw the rock, said rock at his mom in the car and almost hit the windshield. And my son was like, I lost it. He was, I was sit there and dropped my voice about 5 octaves and was like, don't you ever throw a rock at your mom or my car again. And it's like, yeah, I don't allow throwing of nothing in the house because inevitably somewhere along the line it's going to hit something and something's going to get broke. And I just don't have the money or the inclination to go out and fix it. So it's like, yeah, no throwing rocks anywhere inside. Don't throw anything inside. You want to throw something, you go outside and you throw all you want. I got, 4 acres out there. You can go throw all you want. Just do it outside. And that kills them because I won't let them throw stuff in the house. Won't do it. I got too much breakables. And, you hit a TV. Yeah, these things aren't cheap. Granted, they're cheaper than they used to be, but they're not cheap. It was crazy, guys. I sat there the other day and I bought, because my Roku that was in my bedroom was like one of the original Roku things. I mean, it still works, but the screen on it was ancient. It was slower than dirt. I mean, it would take it forever to load. And so I thought, I'm gonna buy a Fire Stick. Well, one good thing about Fire Stick is if you keep it with your Amazon password, if you buy a Fire Stick, it remembers it for you and you plug it in and you're already on Prime. So you can watch anything on Prime. It was like, yeah. And then I guess it processes better or different because I can actually get my Voodoo to open and play. So it was like, that's cool. And it was so funny because it was one of the 50 Shades that came up and I was like, wow, I watched that forever. So that was like forever ago. But that's been watched. I think it was the second one or something because my daughter wanted to see it and I wanted to go see it. So me and my daughter go watch the second 50 Shades. And I'm sitting next to my daughter and next to the 67-year-old man. We're watching 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, now this is really weird. It's like you can't get weirder than this. Can't even make it this kind of weird. But that was kind of cool because finally got that work in. I got like tons and tons and tons of this stuff. So now I can just watch it. Oh, I'm down to 2 in here. I was up to 6. But I don't ever see Christopher in here anymore, or even Jeremy. Jeremy doesn't pop in anymore. I figure I will just be on here, and sooner or later people will watch them, and maybe we'll start getting people watching them again. And then, of course, I don't do a whole lot. Don't have a whole lot new to say or do. So the more I get more new stuff than I can do, almost get more with doing recordings or videos. And also, I think it's the time of year. I will put a question out there if you can think of a better time to do the lives and a better day. Put it in the comments, and I will change my day and time to something that's better for people. I'm easy about it. I don't care. So if there's a better time or day, just let me know, and I will change it. I'm going to make it better for someone. And on that note, it's like, I don't know if it's the day, the time, or the time of year. And everyone's just, it's getting warm, it's getting time to go play game, baseball, softball, kid events, stuff like that. Getting a little staticky. I might hop off of here and go ahead and close this early and go into my Viasat account and see if they got my credit, my payment, because that might be it. So I will go ahead and close this. It's only 20 minutes early right now, but let me know if there's a better day or time for people, and I will try to accommodate. And so I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all. I will talk to you next Friday, or if you have a better day or time, let me know. And I will go see if I can fix this staticky thing. I'll talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.